Hey, I'm Shauna from Good News Only, and this is the show where we celebrate the stories that inspire and uplift and bring us all together every weekday morning at 10:30 a.m. and then again at 1 p.m. We are recapping the Good News Only, the feel-good headlines, the community and local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email to news25 at wek.com and be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. And don't forget, you can now follow us on Facebook at 25 News Good News Only. You can send me messages, and I usually am the one who checks those, and I'm always the one who responds. You can also comment on our Get Personal with Shauna questions and videos we post each week and continue to engage in the conversations we start right here on the show. Now, today's show, as always, is full of good news, and today we're highlighting creativity with a purpose. So, Miss Megan Williams is the author and illustrator of a couple coloring books, and so she's using this art to celebrate or representation, inclusivity, confidence, and self-love. So I'd like to welcome her to the show. Welcome, Miss Megan.
Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
thank you for coming. So I'm so excited about this conversation
Mhm.
today. I'm looking at just at two of you. So are these samples?
So this one is a sample because we didn't
Okay.
have any more physical copies.
Okay, no.
But yeah, so this is my first book, and then volume two just dropped on Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
So
Yeah,
this
it
is
just
the
dropped
first
yesterday.
one.
So this is my second one.
And then this is the second.
Yes. And so the purpose and goal of my artwork and coloring books is to envision a better world through art by highlighting the beauty, versatility, intelligence, resilience of both black women and black men.
Mm-hmm.
And to show that, we're not a monolith, and to
Mm-hmm.
show that although we do have the same, like we do, what's the word? We are similar in a lot of ways, but we
Yeah.
are different as well. So
Yeah.
that's the goal, is to show the different forms of black women and black men in
Mm-hmm.
my coloring books.
Okay. So this is volume 1 and 2.
hmm
How far apart? Like, this is your first one. When did you publish this one?
August 2nd is when I released that one, which is National Coloring Book Day. So yeah,
Oh,
I was like, I want to release my first one on
that's so
National Coloring Book Day.
awesome. I
And
love
this
that.
one, I wanted it to be done on the first, but I'm a mom of two under two, so like
Ooh.
things change and timelines change.
Yes.
So I had to definitely push this one out more, but I released this one for my coloring club. They were able to start pre-ordering it on March 9th, and
Uh-huh.
then the actual drop date was on Monday.
So talk to me about this. Like, we hear often about publishing books,
hmm
right? Like books that you can just read, no pictures.
hmm
Um, what is it? What does it take to be a coloring book author, and where did you get the inspiration? Like, what gave you the gumption? Like, I can do coloring books.
So I've always been an artist,
Uh
like
huh.
throughout my entire life. I never thought I would be a coloring book artist. I always thought that I would just do traditional art.
Uh huh.
And then I discovered digital art. That's when I started exploring it more. Was
Mhm.
in late 2020
Oh.
slash 2021. So once I started doing that, then I started to see a whole bunch of like coloring book artists pop up across my timeline. One of whom is Coco Michelle, um, also known as Andrea Ballo.
Is that
She's
the girl who calls her? I'm sorry. Is she on TikTok?
Yeah,
And then
she's
she
on
called
TikTok.
her followers coconuts.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes,
love her.
yep.
Let's
So
talk more about that after the break. We'll talk more
yes.
about your process after the break. Okay. Yeah. Welcome back to more Good News Only, and I am here with Miss Michelle Williams. We're talking
Megan.
about. I'm sorry, I
It's
don't know why I
okay.
said Michelle.
Because we were just talking
Megan
about Coco
Williams.
Michelle.
You were. I'm so sorry.
But Michelle's my middle
Megan.
name, so it's okay.
Is
It's
it?
yep.
Good. All this divine inspiration. But Miss Megan Williams, and we're talking about her 2 coloring books, soon to be 3. We'll get to that in a minute. But you were just showing me your iPad, and you were talking through your process.
Yes.
Which I think is very interesting. Let's see. Well, I guess we can zoom in. Well, they can see that pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's bring y'all up just a little. Oops, a little bit. I think they can see that pretty well. Yeah. So your process is digital, right?
Yes. So I consider myself a strictly digital artist.
What does that mean?
So I don't do traditional art. Like I don't color traditionally, like with crayons and colored pencils and markers. People tell me I should, but I'm like, I just find so much peace and relaxation in digital art because it was one of the things that got me out of a creative funk, like in late 2020 when I first was exploring it, because I didn't create for a while after I graduated college because I was in a bit of a funk.
Oh, okay.
And so digital art really brought the joy back into creating for me. So I just never looked back,
Wow.
pretty much.
So when you color, okay, first of all, 2 questions. This is all really interesting. So when you color as an artist digitally, are you using the pen on the iPad to color
Yes.
the stuff?
So I
Okay.
use an app called Procreate, which a lot of like digital artists and artists in general know, like, or I've heard of Procreate, and you can think of it as comparable to like Adobe Illustrator or
Okay.
like so it's just a different form of digital art.
Okay. Okay. So then, but then you have your coloring books in print. What inspired the difference between that? So, like, if you are like, I'm not gonna do for my own self, right? Print, but what makes you why print and not digital coloring books? Is that a
Well,
thing?
so yeah, I actually offer both. I
Oh.
offer both print and digital. So like for those who like me just don't want to do traditional, it's not that I won't ever do it. It's just right now I'm not in that phase of
Yeah.
my life. So for me, it's really therapeutic to color digitally, but for others it's therapeutic to color traditionally, like but then a lot of people feel kind of self-conscious because when you see creators on TikTok like coloring, they be coloring down.
They do,
and
I can't stay in the line. I can't cut a straight line if I drew it myself because I can't draw a straight line.
So it's like it's hard because you see other creators coloring and then you like, well, I can't color like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter, like coloring is coloring, whatever helps bring you joy. Even if you just flat color, as long as you're doing something to bring you relaxation and like peace, that's all that matters. Like,
So it's flat colored, not shading.
yeah, just
edges.
not contours, just like coloring just one color and then that's it. Like,
Yeah.
so it's, or not one color, but like just not adding any contouring, highlights, and none of that. Just
Which when I first came across Coco Michelle, I was just floored because that's where I saw that they were doing the contour and the shading and just coloring in ways that I never imagined. Like when you get a coloring page, you just pick a color and color it, right? Like that's how it is in school. And so I did not know that there was this whole other world of coloring, but it is so interesting. It's so artistic in ways that I didn't expect to see. So I wonder what it was that first inspired you to want to do coloring books that highlight diversity and Black people in particular, because I do remember being in school and getting coloring pages and everybody had blonde hair. You had to make it black.
So I've always like been interested in trying to create representation for our community through my art, but like when I first entered into Color Talk pretty much on TikTok, and I saw Coco Michelle creating like these beautiful images, like coloring these beautiful pictures, and seeing that she was the one who not only colors them but she illustrated them as well. It really inspired me to do that for myself. And I had talked to one of my friends at the time, and I had ran it past her, and she was like, yeah, you should definitely do it. Then I ran it past my husband, and he was like, yeah, we could do that. And so and then she not she was not the only one who inspired me. Another artist, Christina, her artist name is Raj Sushi. She was also a huge inspiration too.
Does she color like little animal, little?
Like, yeah, the little cute, bold and easy. She has like Bella, her like the bunny coloring book.
Yes,
but she like has a really cutesy anime. She describes it as like anime / Disney, like princess type vibe. So that's her art style, and so you can recognize her art style anywhere, just like you can recognize Coco Michelle's anywhere. So that's where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of them were huge
Look,
inspiration.
I know a little bit about Color and I can't color to save my life, but I know her. I love the both of them. So, are you on social media?
Yes, I am.
Are. Oh, yeah, you said that because you have a coloring club.
Yes, I have a coloring club. So I started promoting it heavily on TikTok. I promote it on everything like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I mean, I already said Facebook. But yeah, I mainly promote it on TikTok. But yeah, it's pretty much $8 a month. You get a weekly coloring page download, digital download, and then you also get a monthly coloring or a monthly wallpaper download, which this is the wallpaper download for March.
Let's see. Let's get them a close up.
Oh, did it fall? Oh, it went to sleep.
But this is the one for March?
Yeah, this is the one for March.
Forgive me, everybody.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
So
you're
yeah,
completely fine.
This is the wallpaper for March, and so and with my images too. Is it still zooming?
No, you want to zoom in?
No,
we're still on it.
Okay.
We're still on
So
it.
yeah, this is the wallpaper for March, and it pretty much I want to make sure with all of my coloring books and just images that I create in general. Oh yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, that's the wallpaper download for March.
Wow.
And so like with all the images that I create and like with every coloring book that I create, I want to make sure that all Black women feel represented or seen. And so it doesn't matter like what spirituality you are, where you come from, what size you are, what shade you are. I want to make sure that you feel seen in my coloring books. And so yeah, that's the reason why I have women with hijabs on this month's wallpaper.
Yes, I was definitely going to ask you about that. I wondered what the significance was for you, but the fact that you've gone out and just because earlier you were saying that we all may come or have similar experiences culturally, right? We're not all the same, and so I definitely love that you have considered other people's cultures and religious backgrounds, and it's because there's again growing up. You had to find if you could find the right shade brown crayon, and then color Barbie. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't. What I love about this is the facial features, like that are like the nose, the cheekbones. I love that. I absolutely love that. So I was gonna ask you also. Well, while I have us here because I had us on the wide shot earlier. Is it okay if I just show you a picture too? Like, look at that. And that is so fitting. My daughter's in medical, or she's a pre-med student at the University of...
And that's actually my friend, Ladeja.
Is it? So these are real people.
Well, a good amount of them are people that I actually know. So Ladeja is one of them. And then this is my friend Desi. She's a makeup artist in Peoria, and she does makeup in Peoria and surrounding areas. And then both of my sisters are in this coloring book. This is me, my mom, my granny, and both of my daughters.
Wow.
And then my sorority sister is also in this book, Kendra.
Wow.
She's known in the Peoria community, Kendra Belt.
Wow.
And then my other sorority sister, Cece, is on so she's a cover of this book. I do a shout out to women in my life, and in volume 3, which is going to be dedicated to Black men, I'm going to do a shout out to the men in my life. So like my dad, my husband.
Let's talk more about that after the break, because I'm interested to know how people react to that. Let's talk more about that after the break. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to More Good News Only. So we're still sitting with Miss Megan Williams, and we are talking about her process. And she showed me something during the break I thought was so cool. I wanted to show you. Do you mind?
No, not at all. So I was explaining that I do all of my artwork in this app called Procreate, which is on my iPad. So what you do is like I draw everything using an iPad 12.9-inch 6th generation, and then I use an Apple Pencil 2nd generation. And so I'm going to show you the playback. Hold on. Oh, okay. Time lapse replay. And so
And that's literally where it starts.
I literally sketch and draw everything in the app. I don't trace anything. The only thing that I don't draw is the text because I ain't got time.
Wow,
So it literally
And it
records my
becomes-
process from start to finish.
that is crazy. So how long does it usually take you to create one image?
It depends, honestly. Like if you, and then, so that's another good thing. So let me see how long it took for this one. Because it'll keep track of this, the amount of strokes. So it said 27 hours and 4 minutes.
Oh my
For this one.
And do you see how thick these books are? Like, wow, that's amazing. I
Yep.
love that. Technology has come so far. It's just revolutionized
It really has.
everything in life. Coloring, and we're here. That is so awesome. So I wanted to ask you, we were talking a little bit before the break about how you have family members and friends who are subjects of your coloring book. What is the reaction?
So it's always they're just amazed a lot of times, like and I always love seeing those reactions. And it's so nerve-wracking because I want to make sure that I'm capturing their likeness as accurately as I can. And so that's always a struggle for me sometimes, but I'm getting better at it. But yeah, they always love, like, or feel honored.
Is the struggle more like your own self-critical, like maybe I'm not doing it well or
Sometimes,
right? Or
but
is
sometimes
like,
it just
I
don't look
can't
like
put it
it. Sometimes it's me just being in my own head, and then other times it's like, this does not look like
together. Like what I wanted to
Yes,
see.
like for instance, so I gifted family members drawings or like portraits of themselves with deceased loved ones.
Wow.
This past Christmas. So I did one for my dad. He had my late Uncle Bro, Uncle Obi James, he was like a father figure to my dad. And so he passed away in his early adulthood.
Wow.
Like when he was like a late teenager.
Wow.
And so I gifted him a portrait of himself, like as an adult, with my Uncle Obi.
Wow.
And then I did the same for my mom and my granny. I gifted both of them portraits of them together with my Uncle Antonio, who passed. My Uncle Antonio was also a huge inspiration for me when it came to art because he was an amazing artist. And so my granny, she did doodles and stuff,
so
but they
it
were
just
like my
kinda
first, they were my first
Wow.
inspo, like when it came to creating. And also, I gifted my husband and my mother-in-law a portrait of my late father-in-law because he had passed before my oldest daughter was born. So I gifted my husband a portrait of me, him, my late father-in-law, and both of my daughters because my husband always said that he wishes my father-in-law could have met Alexandra, my oldest. And so I had I had my father-in-law holding Alexandra and Nyana, my daughters.
What was that reaction like?
He loved it. He cried.
I can't imagine.
And then I didn't see my mother-in-law's reaction because she opened it before I could get there. But she loved it. So I just gave her a portrait of just my father-in-law by himself holding the girls. So
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
it makes me feel so happy. And I brought that up because one of the main people that I struggled with capturing their likeness was my dad. I don't know why, because it was something with his lips. Every time I got around his mouth, I could not get it to look like him. Like I tried to recreate him in my mom's engagement photo, and it was just a struggle. I was like, they looking like some not them. So to be able to do that for both of them and be able to capture their likeness accurately, it made me feel really good about myself, just in general, but also myself as an artist.
Yeah, because like not everybody is blessed with that skill or that talent, right? And so to be able to, like, I could never gift anybody. I mean, not today, not without practice, not without a long time, if at all. I can't imagine myself ever being able to give someone a self portrait or of loved ones, let alone putting myself and them together or them and the other person together in a way that looked like them. That's not a gift I could give.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just can't imagine what it's like to be able to take something out of your own, I mean, out of your heart, and then put that with your imagination and then be able to gift it in such a way that it's so moving, and honoring, to have them show up in these coloring books. What is something you've learned about yourself that you didn't know before through this journey?
Um, I'm horrible with time management. And it's, well, not so much that I just imagined it going differently, or like me having like ample amount of time to create when I don't. Like, life looks a lot differently than it did when I first started this journey. So like now, with me being a mom of two, it's and not only that, a mom of two under two, it's very difficult to find time in between that, like in between taking care of the girls and like my marriage, the household, everything. Trying to balance everything is a struggle sometimes, but you adjust. So like that's definitely what this journey has taught me, is how to adjust, because that's the constant thing you got to do, is adjust. Like because at one, like, the book got to get released. So it's going to have to come out one way or another. It's just sometimes deadlines are not going to stick. Like, sometimes you got to change them, and that's okay. And also knowing that, even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way you want it to, that doesn't mean it's bad. Like, because with my first book, I look at it now and I'm kind of like embarrassed a little bit, because I'm like, I feel like I could have done so much better with the images, but that's still my first book. And that's still an accomplishment, and even with the gifts that I was just telling you about, that I gifted to my family, it's like I just did flat color for those, and I wanted to do like the works, like highlights, contours, but I didn't have enough time, but they still loved it. So it's just like, art is...
'Cause I don't even know if I would notice all that stuff was missing.
Yes, it's all about how the person that it's meant for receives it and perceives it. So, artists are always self-critical. That's just what it is. But I think during this journey, I've also learned to not be so self-critical, because there are people out there who really rock with my art, and that makes me feel amazing. Like, that feels so good. To know that I have a lot of people out there who I don't even know, like, in person, but they're still willing to support me. So that's really cool.
Awesome. So before we go, I just want to know, what's next?
So, what's next is my book that's going to be dedicated to Black men. It's called Volume 3. Well, I'm going to give y'all a little insider. Don't tell nobody. It's called Flavis' Visions Volume 3. What a Mighty Good Man. And so, yeah. So that's going to be... Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's going to be the third volume, and it's going to show my husband on the cover. So, this is...
Can I
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. So, yeah, it's going to show my husband on the cover. That's before he lost all that weight. So let's not.
Hey, listen, either way, this is awesome.
Thank
This
you.
is brilliant.
So that's gonna be dedicated to Black men because
That is look at the
we
detail.
we love
in
y'all
that.
and we appreciate y'all and y'all are needed and loved and so this is my shout out to y'all, and this is also the reference what I used for this was the photo of my husband from our wedding day.
Oh,
And this
wow.
is my favorite picture. I said he looks so
Aw.
good.
Period. Okay, I know that's right. I love it, love it, love it. Congratulations.
Thank you so
now,
much.
where can the people find you? I know you said you're on Facebook, but do you go by Megan, or do you go by, because is this your artist name?
Yes, Flavis
Okay.
the Artist is my artist name, and so that is my artist name. That's where what I go by on all my social media pages. So I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. So yeah, you can find me on all those platforms and
Under
YouTube
Flavis the
too.
Artist.
And on
Okay.
YouTube as well.
Okay, well, I'll make sure and include all of the information where you can find Flavis the Artist and her work on Facebook. So be sure to follow us at 25 News, Good News Only on Facebook so you can get this information. And we're also going to post a sweet little playback of her process. That is so cool. If you are interested in joining her coloring club, I will also post that information as well so that you can have access to all the perks and to these awesome. The drops they get. What do they get as far as the coloring books?
So,
they get those first. Did you say that?
Yep. So you get access to the weekly digital downloads, one wallpaper download a month. Then you also get access to discount codes and you get pre-ordering capabilities. So you get access to not only the physical copy first, but the digital copy, which I didn't do that for my first book. So it's like moving forward, the Coloring Club will get access to the digital copy instantly.
Okay, great. I thought we talked about it, but I was like, was that on? We've been talking so much. I was like, was that on camera or off camera? I wanted to make sure they got that. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Please come back when you drop your other one so we can continue to talk and continue to get the word out. It was a great conversation with you today. I can't wait actually to see what you have to, because will the one honoring Black men, will they have people in there as well?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So my husband will be in there, my dad is going to be in there, my best friend Carrie is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you might have said your dad, but we've talked so much. I'm so excited and so happy for you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, that's a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to News 25 and let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out all of the evening newscasts and meet me back here tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. for more Good News Only. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful day.